Greetings, beautiful beings. Welcome to Pilates for Periods. I am your instructor B, and if you are currently in your ovulation phase, the vibrant summer season of your cycle, your energy, confidence, and strength are naturally peaking alongside an estrogen and luteinizing hormone or LH surge. Today's 15-minute dynamic flow is designed to celebrate this powerful window. We are leaning into expansive chest openers, core integration, and fluid pelvic movement to harness your natural magnetic vitality. Grab a mat, a block, or a thick book, step into your strength, and let's begin together in a kneeling mountain pose with full radiant breath. All right, beautiful beings. In this position, we're going to go ahead and take a deep inhalation in through our nostrils and exhale out of our mouths. Now we are going to proceed with some kneeling sun salutation waves. So we're going to go ahead and bring our prayer hands to our chest. And we're going to take an inhale. And then we're going to rise up to upward salute. You're going to take an exhale and come down into your child's pose position. We're going to take an inhale, and then we're going to come into our upward facing dog. We're going to exhale. You're going to curl your toes under, and you're going to come into your downward facing dog. You're going to take an inhale, and then you're going to set your knees down onto the mat and come into your strong tabletop position. And then you're going to exhale and come back into your kneeling mountain. All right, beautiful beings, we're going to flow through that 2 more different times. I'm going to actually scoot back on my mat so I have enough space. We're going to come to prayer hands. Take an inhale. Then we're going to rise to upward salute. Take an exhale. And come down to your child's pose. Take an inhale. And then we're going to slide forward into our upward facing dog. We're going to take an exhale. You're going to curl your toes under and you're going to come into a downward facing dog. You're going to take an inhale and then you're going to lower your knees down to the mat and come into your tabletop position. You're going to exhale and then you're going to sit back into your kneeling mountain. We're going to do that 1 more time. So we're going to take an inhale and come to upward salute. You're going to take an exhale and come down to your child's pose. You're going to take an inhale and you're going to come into your upward facing dog. You're going to exhale, uncurl your toes into your downward facing dog. You're going to take an inhale, lower your knees to the mat and come into your tabletop position. Exhale. And then you're going to sit back into your kneeling mountain pose. We're going to take 1 deep inhalation in through our nostrils and 1 exhalation out of our mouths. We're then going to place our hands back on the mat on our inhale, and we're going to come back to a downward facing dog on our exhale. Feel free to pedal your heels out here if that feels more comfortable to you. And 1 more time on each side. All right, we're going to bring our heels back down to the mat. We are going to take an inhale to prepare, and then we're going to exhale and step our right foot forward and come into our low lunge. We're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then exhale, we're going to come up to crescent arms with a back bend. We're going to inhale and bring our hands back down to the mat.
And then we're going to exhale and step into our downward facing dog. Let's do it on the other side. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. And then we're going to exhale and step our left leg forward and come into our low lunge. We're going to inhale, come into crescent arms. Then we're going to exhale back down, placing our hands on the mat. Then we're going to inhale and step back to downward facing dog. And we're just going to pedal our heels out here after our exhale. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. And then exhale, we're going to come into our strong plank and we're going to hold for 10 seconds. All right, beautiful beings, we're going to take an inhale and lower our legs down to the mat. And then exhale, we're going to bring our bodies all the way down to the mat as we're going to come into our Sphinx pose. You want to ensure that your shoulders are over your elbows. And we're just going to breathe naturally in this position. All right, beautiful beings, we're going to take an inhale to prepare. And then we're going to exhale and sit back into our child's pose position. Just breathe naturally in this position for a quick reset. We're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then we're going to exhale and walk our hands back to our body, and we're going to roll up to sitting, just like how we started class in our kneeling mountain pose. Now we're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then we're going to exhale and come back to kneeling onto our knees. We're going to go ahead and prepare for our camel pose. So go ahead and place your hands on your lower back, right above your glutes. And we're going to take an inhale to prepare. And then exhale, you're going to push your hips out and begin to open your chest to the sky. Feel free to stay in this position, or if you would like to come into the full camel, we're going to go ahead and reach for the back of our heels with each one of your hands, and you're just going to breathe naturally in this position. We're going to take an inhale to prepare, and then exhale, you're going to place your hands back on your lower back and above your glute, and then you're going to gently roll up to standing on your knees again on your exhale. You're going to take an inhale, and we're just going to sit back onto our knees and exhale for a quick reset. Now we are done with our flow. You've done such an amazing job, beautiful beings. We're actually going to move into our cool down, where you can use the block that we mentioned at the beginning of our class. If you would like to do a supported malasana, as that is what we're about to transition to, which is also called a yogi squat. So feel free, if you would like to use a block, you could do so at this time. And you can go ahead and sit on top of your block if that is more comfortable for you as you come into your malasana squat. What we're going to do is make sure that we have our feet wide to the mat, and we're just going to drop our hips down and sit onto the block if that feels more comfortable for you. Feel free to go ahead and just have your arms straight out to the sides with your palms facing forward if that feels more comfortable for you. Or you can come into having your prayer hands to your chest and then using your elbows to press your knees out a little further if that feels more comfortable for you. However, we're just going to breathe in this position. Now we're going to go ahead and take our left hand and wrap it around your right ankle on your inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to open up towards the right, bringing your right hand pointed towards the sky. If you would like an even deeper stretch, use your left shoulder to open your left knee just a little bit wider if that is comfortable for your body. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to untwist while we bring our right hand to our left ankle. And then you're going to exhale and open to the left, bringing your left hand towards the sky. Using your right shoulder to open your right knee a little bit further if that feels more comfortable for you. Just breathing natural in this position. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to bring our hands back to prayer hands to our chest. And then we're going to exhale using our elbows to stretch our knees out one last time. All right, beautiful beings. Now, if you were still using the block, you're going to go ahead and stay sitting on the block. If you were not using one, feel free to use one for our next position as we transition into our Savasana. We're going to come into a cross-legged seated position while sitting on our block or your book, whichever you're using at this time. And we're just going to breathe naturally in this position. Feel free to place your hands on your knees with your palms facing up to continue receiving all of the tantalizing energy from this practice. Feel free to close your eyes or keep them in a slight gaze if that feels more comfortable for you. However, just breathe naturally in this position. Feel free to open your mouth slightly and remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth and just continue breathing. Ensure you have a strong, straight, elongated back. You're still sucking your navel into your ribs as you're building a strong core, and you're slightly tucking your ribs to your hips. Ensuring that your body is in alignment, one straight line. Now, if it's more comfortable for you, beautiful beings, feel free to turn your palms and place them on your knee to ground yourself in this energy. Or you can even place one hand over your heart and one hand over your abdomen if that feels more comfortable. Just continue breathing in this position because we are almost to the end of our practice. Now feel free to stay in Savasana for however long your body sees fit. However, if you are ready to move forward with your day and with this practice, we're going to go ahead and move forward with our I am power statement. You do not have to participate, but if you would like some additional healing, I represents inspiration, A represents affirmation, and M represents manifestation. And the I am power statement for today is, I am stepping boldly into my power, radiant in my strength, and open to life's vibrant flow. Now, feel free to begin wiggling your fingers and toes to bring awareness back to the body. If you had your eyes closed or in a slight gaze, feel free to open them at this time and just continue breathing naturally in this position. If you are still using a block or a book, feel free to move that at this time if you see fit. However, we are going to go ahead and finish class like we always do. And we're going to take one final deep inhalation and come to upward salute. And then on our exhale, we're going to lower our palms down to our foreheads as we manifest intentional thoughts, genuine thoughts, and peaceful thoughts. We're going to lower our palms down to our mouth as we manifest intentional words, genuine words, and peaceful words. And then we're going to lower our palms down to our hearts as we manifest intentional love, genuine love, and peaceful love. Thank you so much for tuning in to our 15-minute ovulation flow. Feel free to like this video, comment on it, and let us know what resonates most with you. And then feel free to share this with somebody who you feel who can resonate with this content. Now, until our next mindfulness video, we do manifest a positive, productive, and peaceful remainder of your day and your menstrual journey ahead. And we will be speaking to you during our next yoga, Pilates, breathwork, or meditation video. But until then, peace.